Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to the Operation Freedom platform and our ongoing healthcare series with someone who I consider a very dear friend who is the top naturopathic physician, not just in our country and the world. In addition to his outstanding clinical skills, Dr. Peter Glidden is an outstanding author. I encourage you to get his books. They should be the foundation of every person's library at home. Everybody is sick, and I know why. An attempt to cure with holistic medicine. I guarantee you the information in those books, 99.9% of your treating physicians are unaware of. And I know that's a pretty bombastic statement to make, but I believe it's accurate. It's my honor to welcome back Dr. Peter Glidden. Peter, welcome back to the Operation Freedom platform.
Dave, always a pleasure to be with you. Thanks so much for having me.
So, Peter, let's focus today on an issue that Big Pharma really avoids informing anyone about, and that is the key nutrients for every person's health and well-being.
Well, the Food and Drug Administration does not believe that vitamins or minerals or botanical medicines have any positive effect on health whatsoever. At best, from their view, it's, secondary or tertiary adjunctive treatment, maybe, kind of, sort of. And they're simply not paying attention to the published literature, either on purpose or just because their worldview doesn't permit it, right? A lot of cognitive dissonance exists inside the medical industry. And, most medical professionals, once they have their degree and their license, they're of the mindset that, well, if I wasn't taught it in medical school, it's simply not valid.
It's true.
Right? And so then most of the people who become members of the FDA are MDs who came up inside of that worldview. And so it becomes a dog chasing its tail. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And, the basic situation here is that in the United States of America, because of federal law, the only thing that can treat a disease is a drug. Mm-hmm. The only thing that can treat a disease is a drug. So vitamins and minerals and all that other stuff is really kind of looked at askance by most conventional medical professionals, even though there's thousands and tens of thousands by now of published articles to the contrary. And, all of our clinical experience. I mean, I've been doing this for 31 years, practicing naturopathic medicine in clinical settings. Not once have I needed to prescribe a drug. Not once. And look, thank God for general anesthesia and insulin, right? Mm-hmm. So pharmacy has its place, but so do vitamins and minerals and nutrients. But they're not talked about. Nobody knows about it. Only a handful of licensed medical professionals even know about it, and let alone have clinical experience with them. And so that's why, your platform is so very important, because this information is, in fact, science-based, clinically verified. It's effective, but nobody knows about it, and so that's why we're here.
Well, let's educate some folks, Peter, on what you believe are the key nutrients and the components to enhance folks' health and well-being that Big Pharma is not going to talk about.
So, when we do scientific experiments to figure this stuff out, we start with the animal model. Mm-hmm. And so we'll think, well, maybe vitamin C is important for whatever reason. And so we'll take a group of animals and we'll give them a vitamin C restricted diet, or we'll give them drugs that suck vitamin C out of their body, and then we see what happens to it, right? Mm-hmm. My colleague, Dr. Wallach, was in charge of a $25 million project that did that. He did 18,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies. The result of all of this research is in the Smithsonian Institution right now. It's considered a national treasure. Mm-hmm. So the research has been done. The numbers are in. It's academic. There are 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs to function the way that nature and God intended it. 60 of the 90 are minerals, 16 are vitamins, 12 are amino acids, and 2 are fatty acids, for a grand total of 90. Now, next year maybe we'll discover 2 more. Who knows? Some people say, well, omega-9 is an essential fatty acid, vitamin K is an essential vitamin. But nonetheless, right now it's 90. There are 90 nutrients that need to be present in the human body on a regular basis in order for the human body to function optimally and repair itself.
Now, many people say, Peter, well, that's good. But, I eat a healthy diet. I even buy organic. So I don't really need to take anything else because I'm getting it all through my diet. What do you say to them?
I'd say to those people, you're going to die. You're going to die slowly. And before you die, you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to suffer needlessly. And then you're going to die because the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States is medical bills.
That's true.
Isn't that interesting? And why is that? It's because conventional medicine doesn't pay any attention to medical nutrition. So let's say somebody had scurvy, right? The pirate's disease. Arr, we've got the scurvy, Dave. Arr. It's a vitamin C deficiency. Plain and simple. And it's a horrible disease.
Right.
I mean, you get open sores on your skin, your bones get deformed, your teeth fall out. It's a slow, horrible, painful death. And if you didn't know it had anything to do with vitamin C, a conventional medical doctor would do all this wound repair and skin grafts and surgeries, orthopedic surgeries, none of which would cure the condition. It would just manage it poorly, right? But son of a gun, you give vitamin C,
boom,
bada bing, bada boom, goes away. So this is the deal with medical nutrition. There are nutrients that your body needs to optimize its structure and function and to fix itself. And the notion that you can get all of these nutrients just from eating food, I would argue that false belief has killed more people than both world wars combined because it simply is not true. And the reason that it's not true is because 66% of the body's nutrient needs are minerals, right? 60 of the 90 are minerals. Calcium, sulfur, magnesium, zinc, selenium. Minerals people haven't even heard of, like europium and germanium and chromium and vanadium. What the heck are those? Well, as it turns out, they're pretty important. Minerals can only get into the... animals can't make minerals.
True.
Plants can't make minerals. Right? If a plant could make mineral, we could bioengineer lettuce to make gold, for goodness sake. The only way that minerals get into the food supply is if they're in the soil that crops are growing in. They're not. There's no place on God's green earth where all 60 minerals are present in the topsoils. No place we've discovered yet. Maybe in Siberia someplace in the permafrost. I don't know. But we need 60 minerals. They're not all present in the soil. And to make matters worse, by the way, these data have been confirmed by the United States Department of Agriculture for the last 60, 80 years. We've known this. That the amount of minerals in the topsoil is getting less and less and less over time. And ironically, when you grow crops with herbicides and pesticides, those chemicals leach down into the soil and interfere with the plant's ability to absorb what little nutrients are there. So as time has progressed and glyphosate use has skyrocketed and pesticide use has skyrocketed, what little minerals are in the soil have even more difficulty finding their way into the plants. So the food that we have been eating for the last 40 years is less and less and less and less and less replete with minerals. So
it's hollow.
It's hollow, which leads to a sweeping statement. Everybody, and by everybody I mean everybody on planet Earth, is minerally deficient and has been minerally deficient since birth. And it is a gigantic factor in the progression of disease. Unless your body's nutrified, especially with the minerals, it's only a matter of time until something breaks. And then people go to a medical doctor who only does pharmacy and surgery, which manages the problem, just like the scurvy person, just manages. It doesn't fix it. You need to give your body the raw materials it needs, and it is impossible to secure those simply from eating food. You can't do it. Supplementation is mandatory.
Peter, some folks come to the realization, okay, I got to get some nutrients, I got to get some minerals in me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this, and I'm going to take some of this, and I'm going to take some of this. And in other words, fractionated, and I'll be good with that. Now, we've discussed this before, but I believe it bears repeating. That's not the ticket to success, is it, from a nutritional standpoint?
Well, there's two reasons why that's kind of silly. I mean, number one, if a person had a bad toothache, they wouldn't go online and try to figure out how to fix it themselves and purchase dental equipment, right? And then try to do a little in-home dental procedure. They wouldn't do that. But when people start thinking, oh, yeah, maybe I should do vitamin therapy, that's exactly what they do. Mm-hmm. They go online, they try to figure it out themselves, and that's a bad idea because it's complicated. And you need professional advice to handle that. I mean, if you had your car was broken, you wouldn't try to fix it yourself. You take it to the automobile mechanic. So in a perfect world, people would visit the office of a licensed naturopathic doctor because this is my profession's wheelhouse. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. This is what we are the experts in, number one. Number two, there's a big difference in the wonderful world of medical training between holistically oriented physicians and reductionistically oriented physicians. And the vast majority of people who are fiddling around with medical nutrition now are reductionists, like medical doctors who are a little frustrated with drug therapy, want to learn about vitamins, so they'll do weekend courses in an integrative medical strategy. And, it's using a vitamin is better than not using a vitamin. Using a mineral is better than not using a mineral. But in this scenario, the medical doctors learning how to do vitamin therapy, mineral therapy, are taught how to use vitamins and minerals the same way that they're taught how to use drugs. Mm-hmm. True. Which is not to support the body's ability to fix itself, but to overpower the biochemistry of the body and force it in a particular position. So they'll use mega doses of vitamin C, intravenous doses of vitamin C, right? Or mega doses of vitamin D or whatever. And that is not the best way to do it, because the fundamental holistic ideation and kind of foundation medical principle is the body knows how to fix itself. The body wants to fix itself. The body's trying to fix itself all of the time. So rather than micromanage or force the body with large doses of single nutrients, it's much better and much more effective to simply give the body everything that it needs.
So let's talk about that, Peter, because on Operation Freedom Health, we have a couple different sides to it. We have the educational side where we have all the videos. I think this is our 17th video we've done, and all the videos are there. They're also on DaveJanna.com, but OperationFreedomHealth.com. And we also have products, these nutrients and on all these components, so that if folks want to go this route to enhance their health and their well-being, that they don't have to search around for where to get this. Now, if folks do buy from OperationFreedomHealth.com, full disclosure, the proceeds do help benefit this platform so we can keep doing this series and keep doing these presentations. So let's talk about what type of products are needed and folks should have to enhance their health and their well-being when it comes to these essential nutrients.
Okay, so there's a couple things to understand in that regard, right? Number one, nutritional supplements are a lot like wine. All wine is made from grapes, but there's a great deal of difference from bottle to bottle depending on a great number of variables, right?
True.
So there are all these things that a nutritional supplement company has to do in order to make sure that their product is optimal, right? It's really good, easily absorbed by the human body, and in a form that's going to last on the shelf and that you can swallow easily, and all these variables. And because, we live in a world filled with unscrupulous people, and in many companies it's the bottom line is the thing, they're going to cut corners in the manufacturing process, right? They're going to use grade C instead of grade A.
Right.
They're not going to do as much analysis on the raw materials as they should. They're going to do simply everything that is required by law, and then they're not going to do anything else because they want to increase their profits. Well, I mean, that's okay. Mm-hmm. But in the wonderful world of medical nutrition, if you check all of the boxes, right, then you get a much better product that delivers a much better result. And I've been doing this for 31 years. And as a licensed naturopathic doctor, I have access to nutritional supplements made by companies that you can't get over the counter.
Mm-hmm. And much more expensive.
Yeah, you can only get them if you're a doctor because they're like really, really potent and really powerful. And as God is my witness, as of November 2019, the most effective nutritional supplements that I've seen in 31 years of clinical work are the supplements that are offered at OperationFreedomHealth.com. They're the most effective ones I've ever seen. It's like the Dom Perignon, if you would, right, of nutritional supplements. And that makes a difference because where the rubber hits the road here is, well, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. You take the stuff and you feel better, or you take the stuff and you don't. And the only reason that we still exist here and that we're growing is because we get results. And why do we get results? Because we check all the boxes. So we have put together exclusively for your listeners. You can't get these products anywhere else. You can't get this bundle of products anywhere else. You can only get it at Operation Freedom Health. It's called the Healthy Body Foundation Pack. And it's a combination of 4 products. The Healthy Body Foundation Pack, it's a combination of 4 products. And these 4 products give your body all 90 essential nutrients in absorbable forms, which makes all the difference in the world. And our recommendation, right, it's called 90 essential nutrients, right? 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 aminos, 2 essential fatty acids. We recommend you take the 90 essential nutrients, right? 1 Healthy Body Foundation pack every month for 90 days, 3 months. Do it once a month for 3 months and then see how you feel. Because the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And someone has told me that there's even a sale on this stuff until Thanksgiving. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, that for an introductory price on this foundational pack, there's a sale on it till Thanksgiving. And, Peter, the issue comes up. People say, look, I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income. I don't have a lot of discretionary income. And obviously everyone understands that. What I tell people, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, is look, when it comes to, for example, with this foundation pack, it's, as you mentioned, 4 different components to it. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the plant-derived minerals, the OsteoFX, and the omega fatty acids. I tell people, well, if it says to take, for example, of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the OsteoFX, if it says take 2 scoopfuls a day, when you start, start with a half or 1 scoopful a day.
It's a great idea.
Right? And wean yourself into it. And 1, it'll make it last longer, which makes it more cost effective. But it's a way that I think with anything you're introducing into your system, that it's a way to do that. Now, is that bad advice or is that reasonable?
Well, I mean, it's bad advice if what we're interested in is making money and selling more product, right? Which we're not.
No.
But it's really good advice if we're interested in helping people to get better, because here's the deal, right? We haven't had a free medical market in this country since 1912. That's 107 true. Years of monopolization by the pharmaceutical industry. And so the research necessary to be done in order to figure out exactly how many minerals and vitamins that your body needs versus my body versus my next door neighbor's body versus my sister's body versus my brother's body, that hasn't been done. Should have been done, hasn't been done, so we're left to our own devices. And there's an interesting thing in biochemistry. It's called the Arndt-Schultz law. And the Arndt-Schultz law states that there's a Goldilocks zone for everything.
True. Mm-hmm.
Not enough, not good. Too much,
not good.
Not good. Right? You got to hit the sweet spot, the Goldilocks zone for everything. And that's the same. You got to hit the sweet spot with the 90 essential nutrients. I don't know where that is. I can't tell you where that is. There's no amount of diagnostic discovery that we can do to figure out where that is. So it's a good idea. Once you buy the Healthy Body Foundation pack, start slow, right? Take a certain amount, or take the same amount every day, whatever you want to take. You figure that out. You take that every day for 2 weeks. Look to see how you feel. And then increase a little bit for 2 weeks.
And see how you feel.
Look to see how you feel, and you move forward like that. You're going to be in a much better position.
Well, and the other issue, one of the reasons why I recommend that, Peter, is because many people are on a number of different medications.
Yeah.
And as folks become nutrified, that medication that they might be taking, it actually might be, if you will, uplifted, or if you will, enhanced, right? So educate folks on that, because I believe that's another reason why I recommend people wean yourself up and see how it's interacting with the medications you're on. And hopefully, as you become more nutrified, you can start backing down on these medications like I did with my arthritis medicine. When I was having some significant symptoms from arthritis, I went on what you discussed, the 90 essential nutrients, and as I weaned up, I ended up off all anti-inflammatories.
Which is the goal of a holistic medical practice.
Right.
The goal of a holistic medical practice is to get somebody so healthy that they don't need the prescription meds. That's the goal. Now, sometimes we can accomplish that. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we can cut down 90% or 80% or whatever, but we got to figure that out as you go along. But this is a really interesting thing. And it makes my blood boil when I think of it, because, absolute power corrupts absolutely. We've been in the midst of the pharmaceutical empire for 107 years. So here's the deal. And pharmacists are taught this, by the way, right? You ask any pharmacist this. Pharmacists love to talk, by the way. If you can develop a good relationship with your pharmacist, and they're just a normal human being, they'll talk your ear off if you give them the chance to. You can get some very interesting information from a pharmacist. So, when a pharmaceutical is administered to the human body, it creates biochemical action. It upregulates these biochemical pathways and it suppresses these biochemical pathways. It does work inside the human body. The engine of the human body that the pharmaceuticals affect are run by vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, right? Calories, sugar. It's not pixie dust, right?
Right.
And sunlight. It's the essential nutrients. So the longer that you're under the action of a pharmaceutical, the less essential nutrients you have because the drugs burn through them.
Right.
Which is one of the main reasons why people's prescription medicines stop working as good as they did when they first started taking them 6 months or a year into the program. And so what happens? The dose needs to be increased. Or you need a second blood pressure medication in addition to the first, right?
Right.
Now, you think that the people who manufacture these drugs, some of the smartest biochemists in the world, don't know this?
No, they know it all right.
If they simply put vitamins and minerals in with the drug would work much more effectively for much longer, but that would mean you'd need to buy less drugs. That's why they don't do it. So now somebody comes along, they're on 3 different blood pressure medications, right? And a medication for depression or pain or whatever, and they start the 90 essential nutrients. All of a sudden, their bodies are nutritionally satisfied, nutritionally replete. And when that happens, the drugs start working much more effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like opening up a window in a room that's on fire. All of a sudden, the fire goes crazy because there's more oxygen.
Right.
which the fire feeds off of. The drugs feed off of the nutrients. So often what we find is people who are taking meds and they start this program, they start feeling side effects of the meds. They're at the same doses they've been on for 2 years, but now they're feeling a little funny. It's as if they've doubled their meds. So it's important that people are mindful of this. If you're on meds and you want to start a medical nutrition program, it's a fantastic idea. But just do a little bit of research. Find out what the side effects of an overdose of your particular medication is. Just do a Google search for it and be mindful. Because the goal here is to get your body into a state of health, because when it's in a state of health, it's not going to need the prescription meds. And so you work back and forth with your pharmacist or with your prescribing physician and come off slowly of your meds. Oh, look, your blood pressure's better. Well, we can take you off of 2 of those blood pressure meds. You only need 1 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this is how we do it. And the goal here is real straightforward, to get people so healthy that they don't need their prescription medications. Now, most medical doctors are trained that is an impossibility.
Right.
And you just don't even say that, because that's just a myth. You can't do that. Well, in point of fact, you can do that. And that's the goal that we're all working towards here. So start slow, right? Get the healthy body foundation pack. Start slow. Adjust the dosage upwards. See what happens with your meds. Work back and forth with your attending physician and get better, a couple months at a time. This is, honest to God, Dave, this is the best kept secret in the medical arena in the 21st century, is the amazing positive effects delivered to the body by the essential nutrients. And it really makes sense, right? You just give the body what it needs.
Which is exactly what Big Pharma doesn't want people to know.
Exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
It's exactly the opposite. You look at the 12 bad food list, right?
Yeah. And that's also available on OperationFreedomHealth.com right at the very top. 12 bad foods. The video you did. Right? Yeah.
But let's just assume that I'm correct, that each one of those foods is bad for you and delivers a net negative effect to the human body. Mm-hmm. Like putting diesel fuel in an unleaded engine. It's a bad idea, right? Something bad's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. Those foods people eat regularly all the time. Mm-hmm. And that didn't happen on accident.
No, it didn't.
We've been educated to eat foods which are hurting the human body, to make people sick, so that the pharmaceutical industry will have patients for life.
And the medical industrial complex itself,
which enjoys more largesse from the United States government than even the military does. The pharmaceutical industry enjoys more largesse from the United States government than even the military does. Their political power, their wealth is unimaginable, and they do not have your back. So take our advice. Eliminate the 12 bad foods, nutrify your body, keep your fingers crossed, see how far back your body bounces, and then let us know, right?
And we have the resources. We have the information. All the videos we've done, including this one, all 17 are up on OperationFreedomHealth.com at a minimum. That's your store for information, folks. In addition, we have the products available. As Peter says, the ones that he chooses over any other product he can choose. We have them for you at OperationFreedomHealth.com. If you purchase through OperationFreedomHealth.com, when you first come up, there's a little pop-up window that shows exactly what you get when you order through OperationFreedomHealth.com, access to our healthcare team and the like. That's all available. But Peter, and the other part of this is the book work. And that's where your books, Everybody is Sick, and I Know Why, and Attempt to Cure with Holistic Medicine. Both folks can order those on Amazon. They are the foundation of our medical library. I encourage you folks that they should be the foundation of your medical library. Peter, on behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank you for your expertise, your time, and your willingness to share that information with each and every person that's willing to listen, and I thank you.
Let's hang together, Dave, or, as Benjamin Franklin said, most assuredly, we will hang individually.
Yeah.
I'm all in, and I appreciate you very much and your platform, and let's just keep this baby moving forward.
And folks, we appreciate your time today. We thank you. And as we sign off every segment, until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.